The United States of America is better than this. Our people are better than this. We can't continue to have single moms waking up in the middle of the night and one of their 4-year-olds sick, and they're worried to death that they're going to have to do what so many others do and go to the hospital and beg for health care. Our country's better than this, and we can do something about this. So we need to do something about all those millions of people, 46, 47 million Americans who have no health care coverage, and the 36, 37 million who live in poverty every single day. And there's so much that we can do. For those who claim there's nothing you can do about the millions of Americans who either live in the middle class and are struggling or who live below the poverty line, because many of them face exactly the same struggles every day, there's so much we can do. Some of it's not complicated. Raising the minimum wage, expanding the earned income tax credit. And I want to say this because it is important. It is important to growing the middle class in this country. We have got to make it easier, not harder, for workers to be able to organize unions in the workplace. And all we want at the end of the day is we want fairness and a level playing field. That's what we want. We want true democracy in the workplace. I have a really simple view about this. I think if somebody can join the Republican Party by signing their name to a card, any worker in America should be able to join a union by doing exactly the same thing. But there are many other things that we need to be doing too. Helping people save, setting up individual development accounts so that people can actually save, matching what they're able to save. Giving kids access to college. I mentioned a few minutes ago, we've got a model program where we say to kids, if you're willing to work your first year of college, we pay for your tuition and books, so that we actually make it easy, not hard, so the kids don't graduate from college with all this incredible debt that they're going to carry around with them for a decade or longer, trying to get out of the hole. We need to make it easier, not harder, for kids to get a college education. We need to change our national... We need to change our national housing policy. It's a disaster right now. We concentrate poor people together. How long is it going to take us to figure out putting poor people together and concentrating them is not healthy? It's not good for America. It's not good for our democracy. And it just feeds the cycle of poverty. We have to change what I would do is create 1 million more housing vouchers, but instead of using them to concentrate people together and building large-scale, concentrated public housing projects, use them instead to create mobility and migration across some of the economic barriers that exist. Some of those barriers that we saw in New Orleans, in the 9th Ward of New Orleans, those pictures coming out of the 9th Ward of New Orleans. And then finally, and I need to say this, and I'm going to say it knowing there will be people in this audience who will not like it, but I'm going to say it because I believe it. It is not right for us to just throw money at this problem. It is not the responsible thing to do. And what we should do is say to people who want our help that we expect them to help themselves. That we expect people who are able to work. We expect people who are able to work to work. We have to address some of these, I know, hot issues about responsibility. When you see a 14 or 15-year-old girl having her 3rd child and living in poverty, she is doomed to poverty. Her children are likely doomed to poverty. We've got to deal with this, and we've got to deal with it head on. There's some amazing community programs all over America dealing with teenage pregnancy. And the government has a role in jump-starting those programs and providing some assistance for them. But a lot of the work's being done at the local level. Same thing's true of young African-American men. You know, they think they're going to die or go to prison, so they don't invest in their future. They give up. They don't take responsibility in some cases for their children. You know, we got to make these young men believe again. Believe that they actually have a chance and they have a future. All of these things, whether it's global warming, strengthening our energy security in this country, universal health care, doing something about poverty, growing and strengthening the middle class, showing our moral leadership in the world again. All of these things are things that require action from us. You know, the truth of the matter is I've learned a lot, but one of the things I know for sure is if we want to bring about the change that this country needs, we cannot stand by and hope somebody else is going to do this for us. We can't. There's just too much at stake. The power in America is not in Washington, D.C. It's out here. It's among our people. The courage and strength and willingness to actually take on the challenges that we're faced with. Do we need government? Of course we do. Do we need leaders who believe in the effect that government can have, the good effect that government can have? Of course we do. But the government alone can't do it. You can't stay back and say, we hope that the next election and the next President of the United States is going to solve our problems. It will never happen. How long is it going to take us to figure that out? We have to take responsibility for this country. We have to take the action that can bring America to the place it needs to be. And I came here today to ask you to join me in that cause, in building the kind of America that all of us believe in and that all of us want our children and grandchildren to grow up there. God bless you. I thank you all very much for being here, everybody.